Guess who's back again? It's Don Quixote Doflamingo, the blue leader that was like going crazy there for a while when we had the 4-cost Jinbei unbanned. And so we're going to take him onto the sim and see how he does in today's OP13 meta. This deck has absolutely zero new support, nothing new, nothing changed. It's basically just the same deck list, but just worse. And so the reason this deck list has made any resurgence at all is actually just because of Perfume Femur. This card just carries. It really helps into the Emu matchup specifically, so if we can just do a few damage and just go unblockable, and hopefully don't die, that's all you need in that match specifically. So we're going to be playing into the Emu match for sure, and possibly a few other OP13 leaders or other random leaders who have gotten some support this set. I'm excited to test Doflamingo because I actually really like this deck whenever it was running rampant, because it's a lot of fun to play. Times 2 Dawn, when attacking, rest 1 Dawn, reveal the top card of your deck. If it is a 7 Warlord type with a cost of 4 or less, you may play that card out rested. So the idea is to cheat bodies off the top of our deck through stacking our deck with cards like Buggy, or using cards like Teach, which place 1 card from your hand on the top of your deck and give your leader those 2 rested Dawn that you need, to then use the leader effect by stacking the card from your hand on the top of the deck. That is the card that you get to cheat out. So we're cheating out cards like Weevil, which draws a card, a 4-cost 6k Gecko Moria, which is teched in for the Ace match specifically, because we have now 4 Weevils and 3 Gecko Morias. We don't have to attach any Dawn to attack into our opponent. We also have this blocker that we can attack into our opponent with. It stacks the top 3 cards of the deck and gives the leader a rested Dawn on play, which can also happen after we use our leader ability. So we can swing 7, leader ability, cheat this out as rested, and then get the rested Dawn, then the attack finishes, so we actually end up swinging for 8. We have the new PRB2 Jinbei. This looks at the top 5, grabs a 7 Warlord type card, a 2k counter Crocodile that returns a 2 cost back to the owner's hand. We have Law, which bounces one of your characters to bounce one of your opponent's 4 cost or less. We have Mihawk, which is a draw 2, trash 2, but mainly a 2k counter, similar to the Crocodile. We're running 2 of the 4k or 4 cost 2k counter Trafalgar Law. Return this card to the owner's hand. If your opponent has 6 more cards, they discard 1 card from your hand, so it's just kind of some hand ripping. We have 2 of the Gecko Moria. This adds 1 card with the 7 Warlords type from your trash back to your hand, and that's basically the entire deck. We have a 7 Warlord Searcher and Sengoku. Look at the top 5 and grabbing a 7 Warlords type. Buggy to stack the top 3 cards of your deck in any order, but you cannot put them to the bottom of the deck like many of the other searchers because it's also a 2k counter. And finally, Tizzy Cam joining in. But no, actually, it's just going to be 3 of the Charlotte Pudding. This card is just really good into Emu. It's really good into Ace. Dude, if an Emu has 5 cards in hand, I'll putting them just to stop all of the searching that they have and the consistency to search through the deck. So, Pudding, one of the best cards. If you're playing any blue deck and you don't have at least 2 of these, or 3 if you can't find it consistently, you're just playing the game wrong. So, we're running 3 of this for the Ace and Emu match. We're running the Unblockable for the Ace and Emu match. And we're going to play some games on the sim and see how we do with Doflamingo, the OG OP01 leader that we have been playing for a while now. If you enjoy, like and subscribe. It's a free way to support your boy. I appreciate it as always. I hope you have a great weekend this weekend. I'll see you in the games, because we're about to go play some games on the sim. Yeah, let's go play some games on the sim. Awkward transition. Alright, we're going to take on an Emu to start the matchups. They choose to go second, of course, so we're stuck going first. I'm going to mulligan this just because we don't have anything to search or to target for our leader effect. We're looking for a Teach here. We do not find a Teach. What could we use? We already have the Boa. We have a Jinbei to search. We have a 2k counter and a 1 cost. Perfume Femur. Pass to our opponent. We're going to blindly rip the top card of our deck, hoping it's not the Pudding or the Perfume Femur or the Sengoku. There's only 10 cards in our deck that we cannot leader effect with, so we're just going to hope that we don't find one of those. They grab a Marcus Mars. It's going to KO our board. They Charlia, draw 1 for the top 3, yada yada, whatever. There's a lot of things that just happen. There's way too much to explain in that short little window. We're just going to swing in, look at the top card, it's a Gecko Moria, cheated out, rested. Boom, we get to cheat out a body for 3 Dawn from the top of our deck, not losing any cards in hand. Our opponent's more than likely just going to swing into this. They have the MP Throne out, which is just the card that cheats out cards for 3 Dawn only, which is totally insane. So now they can play a 4 cost for 3 Dawn. Once they hit 6 Dawn, they can play a 6 cost for 3 Dawn. They use Sheer Hoshi. This returns 2 cards from the trash to the bottom of the deck. Then your opponent has 6 or more cards in hand, discard 1 card. Totally fine discarding a Sengoku here. Which I'm, again, totally fine with. We're not going to be able to use those anyways. They swing 5 into 6. That's fine with me. They need to use the 3 Dawn here for Saturn. We can go 2 into 0 here and be perfectly fine. They trash a St. Charles in hand, draw a card, then they leader effect, or they stage effect to play out the Saturn. Look at that at the top 5 and replacing itself in the hand. Finding certain pieces they may just need. They got a Mercury, which just draws them cards. We could Teach here. I actually think I'm going to Sengoku first before I decide to do anything, looking for the 4 cost Trafalgar Law, because they only have 6 cards in hand. So we technically could have bounced the Saturn back, but we do not find it. So we're going to go with the Weevil here. What I'm going to do is actually play out the Teach to stack the top of the deck, right? We're going to swing, we should have done this first, swing 7 into our opponent, use the Teach effect to then swing, use the card, put the Weevil on the top of the deck, put 2 Dawn on the leader, and then we swing another 7 into our opponent, cheat this out, and draw cards. We get more card hand advantage. You could have done that with a Jinbei as well to search through the deck, but it kind of just didn't work. Now they have the 7 or more cards, so the Trafalgar Law is not really as necessary as it was earlier. These are both 6k, so our opponent can't just blindly swing into them. They can play Marcus Mars, discard a card, and KO them. That's, of course, always going to be an option for our opponent. Our opponent attaches a Dawn. They swing in for 6. We're going to go ahead and counter out of that, because I don't want to deal with that per se. They could swing another 6 here. They could also go 7. I said the thing, I know. We're going to counter out with Trafalgar Law, or I mean with a Crocodile, and see what our opponent decides to do. They trash a card in hand, and they draw a card. Now, our opponent has enough cards in trash to make these blockers, and we have 4 cards. So what we're going to do is actually play out Boa Hancock. We're going to be able to look at the top 3 cards of the deck. Then we're going to start placing these on the top, and we're going to cheat out a Boa Hancock here, and then hope to draw a Perfume Femur. It's going to get us 1 card deeper, which is always going to be convenient. And then we're going to put 1 Rested Dawn on the Gecko Moria. That will allow us to swing in for 7 at our opponent here. Now, technically, if they blocked, we could have gone bigger than this, but they're probably just going to block this attack anyways. So since they don't have any Dawn active, we either get 2 cards out, which I think would be even better. So we're just going to swing in for 7 at our opponent, use the card action, deploy a card right here, start placing on the top. Again, we want to draw into the Perfume Femur, but since we already have one in hand, we don't have to draw into it right away. What we could do is draw 2k. We're not even going to leader effect next turn because we have a pretty wide board, and then we can just draw into a 2k to have some more counter, then Perfume Femur on the next turn. So next turn we can just Perfume Femur, Perfume Femur. We're totally cool with that. We'll put a Rested Dawn on later, swing 8, they block, and we pass. So now what we can do is just Perfume Femur, swing all out, Perfume Femur, swing all out. We do have 2 blockers on the board. They rest 3 Dawn. They were going to cheat out a Nozdro, it looks like, and probably attack in. They might have gone with the Saturn, but they should have just played out the Saturn for 4, and then 3 Dawn for whatever they search up to go in, maybe more aggressively if they find a Jupiter to make this a 7k attacker. They couldn't go 10 cost yet, but I mean, at that point, dude, we're just so far ahead. They have a lot of cards in hand, but not enough of the 1 cost events. That's why I need to play the Saturn to find a 1 cost event to have more counter. They would have found it never existed, actually, so they would have been in a better spot, because at least they would have had the counter event for the unblockable, but then we go unblockable, and hopefully win. If not, we're going to look for another unblockable and go in again. Like, they did not hit us 1 time in that total match. We have a complete board, and they have absolutely nothing almost. So, hey, GG's at the first match. That's why this deck's so good. We may play on another Emu just to see how the games would have finished out, but that was a good quick showing of how aggressive and strong this deck could be. We win against Emu, we win against Ace. Now let's have some fun against Red Black Sabo. The 6k Boa Hancocks are good, especially going first. I like it on the 7 Dawn. I like it more on 6, but not being able to play it on 1. We don't have any early options. I don't think 3 bricks is going to be good enough. We'll just pass a turn early. We can Gecko Moria, or we can Martial Teach into the Boa. But then being a 4k leader, that's actually going to be really good. The Martial Teach is going to put in a lot of work, so we're not going to be able to swing into the Boa. So we'll Teach, put Boa on the top, put 2 Dawn on the leader. We'll swing 7 into their 4k leader, cheat out a Boa Hancock, start placing on the top. So it goes draw, leader effect. We're going into 5 Dawn, so what we can do is actually draw the Sengoku, leader effect the Weevil, then play the Sengoku, because we're not going to be able to Boa Hancock. We could draw the Weevil, we could play out Boa Hancock for 4, then Teach effect the Weevil on the top of the deck, and then draw the 2k. I actually like that even more. Boom. So we're going to draw, leader effect. Oh, we're going to draw Boa, Teach effect on the board. Yeah, okay, never mind, found the better line. So this is a very complex deck if you can't tell. So we have to be able to swing the 6 first. Oh, that kind of sucks, because the Hawk. If we swing with the leader and they block and they pop the Hawk, I don't really like that. So we're just going to commit the 6 into face. Then we're going to have to play the other Boa Hancock. Granted, we could have left both active, but they wanted to go ahead and cash in. That stops our plans there, I'm not going to lie. Stops the entire plan. The Teach. So we should have played the Boa first. Start placing on the top. So we can draw the Sengoku, leader effect the Mihawk. Should have played the Weevil instead. Put the Rested Dawn on leader. Swing 7 more into face. So okay, we're seeing how things are doing improperly thanks to Hawk, that little jerk. They use the Waxing Fist, draw a card, trash the top card of their deck. They trash the Stussy. Stussy isn't good against us anyways, so that didn't actually matter. That would have just been a brick in their hand. They get the stage, they get to discard a card, you know. They discard the Sabo. They could have just played the Sabo. They play another Hawk instead. Makes sense to me. They swing 6. We're going to go ahead and 2K out. Thankfully, we got the 2K. We're drawing into a Sengoku. We know it's at the top of our deck. We could Weevil. Draw a card. Do we need a leader effect first? Because we know it's a Mihawk. I guess we can swing 6, swing 6. Just depends on when they block with the Hawk. Because they're really just trying to board control here. Which is smart. It is the right way to do things. But when they're a 6K leader, we're getting to swing these 6s, which is really strong. We'll swing another 6. And then we'll leader effect because we know it's a Mihawk, I'm pretty sure. It should be. Because we drew the Crocodile for the turn. No, we drew the Sengoku. So yeah, this is going to be a Mihawk. We get to cheat that out. And then we get the Weevil, draw a card. It's just, I'd rather guarantee that we put a body on the board and go very wide. Now they're going to pop one of the Boas. Now we play the Weevil and draw a card. We get another 2K and then pass. So we still would have hit. But we guaranteed that we hit rather than take the risk of not hitting. Especially when they're both 5Ks. More than likely it was going to be a 5K body anyways. So again, I'd rather just guarantee value rather than not. Also, when this has 1 Dawn attached, it's a draw 2, trash 2, which is very convenient for us. They were able to trash the 6 cost earlier, so now they're going to cheat out the 6 cost blocker, giving them a rested Dawn on their leader. So now they're a 6K leader. They're probably going to swing the 7 into the 5, which makes the most sense to me, especially when you have an 8K blocker built up on the board. So unblockable, good in this match as well. They also run the 10 cost unblockable, so we need to worry about that. 5 cards in hand, putting, not going to work. We'll tap, look at the top 5. We'll grab the Boa Hancock. We'll play the Boa Hancock. Look at the top 3. Start placing on the top. We're going to draw into that Perfume Femur. We're not going to use the Teach this turn. We're able to put a Rested Dawn on our leader. So we can swing 6. We need 1 more Dawn, 2 more Dawns. We can swing 7, 7, force out some 2Ks here. I'm not against pinching out some 2Ks. Yeah, I like that. We'll swing 7. We could have played out Teach and gone... Okay, so now we go another 7. I'm trying to think of all the lines here. There's a lot of lines. Because we could have gone 6 and then 8, which would have been better. But I'm down to get some 2Ks out of their hand instead. Looks like they may not have them, or they may. Now we're going to leader effect, get out the Gecko Moria. We get to return a 2K back to our hand, which is going to be... We'll be able to play the Jinbei next turn off the Teach. So I think we just grab a Mihawk. I don't think it matters, but Mihawk at least has more playability. As an attacker, they do 2K out of that attack, and then we pass to our opponent. We have a very wide board. They kind of need to commit some attacks here. Granted, blockers are like attackers in this situation, where they just get to block out of our attacks, being 8K blockers and our smaller attacks. So getting out as many Sabos as they can, just really good. If they can drag it into another Sabo, they'd be in a good spot. They have to discard the Sabo here. Instead, they go with Dragon. Hold up. Whoa. 2 Dawn on this. Crazy. 5 and a 5. Wow. So this is going to be a 10K. This could even be a 10K. No, this could be a 9K. That'd be 2K, 2K. Dude, we might lose the whole board here. Because we could block this, but then that gives them another thing to attack into. I think we can block here. They swing the 7 into the Gecko. If we let that go, they probably swing 9 here. You go 10 into 6. You got that. Why are you swinging the 10 first? I don't know. But hey, commit how you want to. We will... 2K, 2K this, and now they know that they can put 1 more Dawn and swing 8 here. Instead they go 7 into 5, we'll let that go. They go 8 into 6, they do commit the blocker, which is the same as attacking in actually. So I would have committed the blocker there, but I think they're playing this really good. We do get the unblockable, which is nice, but we need to put on a little more pressure before we do that. They draw a 2K Morley. We look at top 5, we get to grab a card. Perfume Femur's pretty good. We're not going to be able to Teach effect here, so we're going to have to blind rip it. And we need to blind rip it first because they have 2 Dawn active, which is showing us Black Hole, which would negate our leader effect. So we get to do this, cheat out the card first, and then we can swing the 8 here with the Weevil. So we need to try to get them to 0, but they get to counter this for just 2 Dawn. So do we ever commit this Weevil, or do we just leave it active? We kind of need to absorb some attacks here, right? 4 attacks, potentially 5 if they drop in their Dragon. Put us to 0, but then we Perfume Femur. 2 Dawn active really makes me feel like Liberation, but I think putting an 8 would be pretty good. The issue is they get to leave the blocker active this turn. They trash the Sabo, so they're going to play another 8 cost Dragon. So 8 cost, 6 cost, they'll have 4 attacks coming in total. Because at that point, they could commit the Sabo. Okay, or they can just quit. So they didn't have another dragon. They were going to be able to draw Betty. Look at the top 5. They were then going to be able to use the stage. Look at the top 3. They called it a little early there, I'm not going to lie. They should have just 2K'd or just used the Liberation. I think they used the Liberation there. Get out of the attack. They were really set up for the unblockable as well because they would have had another 2K. So even 15 wouldn't actually win the game. They were in a really good spot, man. They could have controlled the board with the koalas as well to minus down the power and then KO things. They could Stussy KO the Garp to KO our active character. I don't know why they called it so early, so we're going to play another game. And right here, we're going to take on a red-blue ace. The big thing with this is actually Boa Hancock and 6K attackers. So I may actually mulligan this because we don't have anything to stack early. I would love to be able to stack to guarantee we can hit something maybe just a little bigger. So we're going to start. We're going to place a card. We're going to flip the Trafalgar Law towards the top because we can... it's not going to help. It's going to bounce our own buggy back. If they play something here, we can bounce something of theirs. So draw, leader effect, draw. We got to remember that because that's very important. So on the next turn, we will draw. We'll be able to bounce the buggy back to our hand to basically just get free value out of it. And we could even replay it on the next turn if we need to. We'd also just play out Weevil, swing 6, you know. There's plenty of options here to do. Our opponent's more than likely just going to swing into our board with 6, so we'll counter out for 2. This is the 1K, but 2K here in this Trafalgar Law. This is the other Trafalgar Law that we were talking about earlier. They're going to EZO, look at the top 5, grab something with the Whitebeard Pirates type. It's going to be an I Am Whitebeard event, and they're just going to attach it on to the leader. That's at least what I'm assuming, and that's what they do. Now we're just going to take a leader effect, and oh wow, what if we hit something? 7 in the lead, use card action, deploy a card. Now they get to choose if they want to EZO effect because we're doing a win attacking, or they can leader effect because they get the win attacking first, I believe. And then we'll get the Trafalgar Law effect. So we go attack, we get our effect first because that's just how things proc. Then they get their attack on our opponent's attack effect. Then the on play activates where we bounce the buggy and we choose not to give them an EZO because that's just going to give them a searcher. I don't care if they get to use the effect to just place it on the bottom, like that doesn't matter. We just get to draw 2K for free, so when they swing 6 and play out a Marco, we can just counter out and save the Trafalgar Law. We're hitting them for 7, they get to draw an extra card, and we pass the turn to the opponent. They're going to hit 4 Dawn here. I'm assuming Marco always. They could play Atmos. Atmos would be really strong in this matchup, especially because they get to just cheat out cards and, bounce our card back to our hand and take off a little pressure. So probably just swing 6, we'll counter, and then they'll swing into, or they'll play Atmos if they have it. If they don't have Atmos, then they'll probably just play Marco like we saw earlier. So it is what it is. It's part of the game we play, my boys. It's part of the game we play. We'll have to see what our opponent decides to do here. What you got, Ace? Telling me they might not have the Marco. They're going to do the 6. We're going to go ahead and 2K out with the Trafalgar Law. We're never going to use that anyways. Getting 1 card of their hand just isn't worth it because they're just going to have so many cards. If we had Pudding, Pudding would be worth it. But we don't have Pudding at the moment, so we're going to dig as deep as we can to try to find this Pudding as soon as possible. If we play out the Weevil, we can only swing 6 with Leader, and we'd have to leave the Trafalgar Law active. They play EZO. Interesting enough, they get to put 5 cards on the top of the deck. They probably could have swung 7 into the Law, which I would have probably given up. They get a Thatch that says if your leader is a Whitebeard Pirates type, give one of your opponents minus 2,000, then add the top card of your life to your hand. This is actually really good for the ability to turn on your 10-cost Goldie Roger. They go Otama, draw 2, trash 1, EZO, top 5 searcher again. So they're going to be very consistent here. They get to grab a Jozu, and this is a very puddingable hand. I want you to know, if we had one, I would be doing it as soon as possible. We're going to play the buggy, stack the top of our deck. We're going to go into the Boa Hancock, then draw into the Sengoku. We should have the additional Dawn to play the Sengoku next turn, so that's why we're drawing into it. But we'll also be able to stack it with the Boa anyways. We go ahead and go 6 into our opponent here, and then we're going to go 8 into our opponent. The reason that the Boa is really strong to play off the top is because she gives you the Rested Dawn. So this is going to cost 1 card from our opponent's hand, and then the leader attack is going to cost 2 cards from our opponent's hand, putting them down to 6 cards total. They're not in the issue of putting, so they can take at least this turn, but then they would be worried about putting on the next turn, and that's what we're digging deep for. We'll see 1 additional card deeper because the Boa will disappear, and then we'll get to see that next 3rd card and be able to stack things properly. We can draw into some things, Sengoku, we have all these options, but now we know we can, leader effect right away, and we should be okay on the next turn because we'd go Sengoku, we draw that, and then we can cheat out the Crocodile off the top. Now that's obviously just this specific situation, and it's not the best situation because it just bounces at 2 costs or less, but we can bounce our own buggy back, I believe. I believe so, but we have to rest it on to do that, and I don't know if that's worth it. So anyways, I know I'm just thinking so many turns ahead, but that's just how you do good in the game. So they get to choose if they want the leader effect. They do not choose the leader effect. It's double crocodile. We're just going to leave that on the top because we need to get rid of that. We could have put it on the bottom just to get rid of it, but I'd like some information and some kind of searching, and we don't have a searcher here. So we're just going to return those to the top, give a rested dawn to the leader, and swing 8 into the ace. Now, we do have double unblockable, which is another just reason we run 4 of this, because sometimes you can't get the unblockable right away. It's nice to have. I'm not going to lie, it is very nice to have. The opponent chose not the leader effect before we reveal the card, which is very convenient, so we can choose the leader effect, cheat it out, and then do our thing. They do 2k, 1k, they drop a pudding of their own, they give us the thatch and the pudding. Pass to our opponent, they're still at 2 life, they're down to 6 cards in hand, a less puddingable hand, but now we should see a 6 cost Jozu coming out. If they 6 cost Jozu, we can bow a Hancock, stack the top 3, do all those things, replace the things, and do the things and the stuff and all that things. They're just going to swing 6, they're going to play the Jozu here, so that's going to tell me just to 2k if I had it, but I don't have a dang 2k. Whatever 1k, 1k this. I don't think so. We're going to get the boa back in hand. We can stack the top of the deck, put the rested dawn on the leader. But we could get this Weevil out next turn, just draw. We know there's double crocodile. It depends. We're in a weird spot. 7 Dawn's weird. Because if they do bounce the boa, we can boa, get the rested dawn, and Sengoku properly. But that's not going to stack the deck how we need it. So we Sengoku first, then we play the boa Hancock. This is perfectly fine, actually. We're still in a good spot. Because right now we're about to go really wide, because now with 6 Dawn is all we need since we get the free Dawn from Boa. So you have the 1 additional Dawn to look at the top 5. We look at the top 5 first because we get to draw whatever we need. We need a 2k, as we saw. Now we can Boa Hancock, use the effect. We can add a card from our trash back to our hand, which is going to be a 2k counter here. So we're going to start placing on top. We're going to put the Sengoku towards the next one because we want to draw into that. So now we'll be able to use our leader ability, put 1 down on our leader. We swing 7 into our opponent, use a card action to cheat out the Gecko Moria. Gecko Moria is going to add the 2k back to our hand. We saw them drop the pudding, so we're not worried about having a bigger hand size. This adds 1 7 Warlords or Thriller Bark Pirates type from your trash back to your hand. So we're swinging 7. They probably just leader effect for 2k, get rid of the leader effect or our leader effect there. Then they start chaining the big bodies that we're worried about. They're going to be able to swing 9 and 8. So we actually can take an attack on the next turn if that's what they decide to do. Pop an Ezo, draw a card, place a card on the bottom. They can technically do that 2 more times. They decide not to. We're going to add a 2k back to our hand and see what our opponent decides to do. Getting this Weevil down earlier would have been really convenient, but we haven't seen the 2 cost Marshall D teach, which is kind of sucky. I don't know if are we only running 2? Are we not running 4? I feel like we would have seen one by now. We've dug about 10 cards deep. No, deeper than that, because we Boa Hancock twice. We leader affected, we Sengoku'd, we buggied twice. That's 6 cards, 5 cards, 6 cards. So that's, what, 12 plus 5 is 17 cards deep. They just simply 2k. Didn't really matter either way, they were going to get it. So here, if they 8 cost into the blocker, kind of just puts them in a really good spot. We need to get them down 1 more life, really badly. Because if we can get them down 1 more life, we could just double Perfume Femur and go for game, which would be nice. But we have to be able to survive the clapback, so that's where they should start going a little more aggressive rather than into board, and we're in a pretty good spot here, I'd say. It just depends on if these Perfume Femurs would actually hit or not, which is why they need to be paired with a pudding sometime soon, but we haven't seen a pudding yet. We haven't seen a pudding in any of our matchups because we also haven't taken any life. So this turn, they're going to be able to swing 8 with the leader because they get 2 Rested Dawn from the Newgate on the leader and 2 Rested Dawn on the Jozu. So 8 into Gecko Moria. Gecko Moria dies. 9 with Jozu into face. And we finally get to take our first life of this entire video. I'm kind of ready for it. I'm not going to lie. So 8, we're just going to let that go. Don't need a double 2k. I'm fine taking a life here because we're at 5 life still. I would love 1 more card in hand because then next turn we can go Weevil, Gecko, and then just pass if we need to. We can also just probably leader effect blindly. I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't love it though. The thing is, we know the next card is a 4 cost. I think it's a 4 cost Gecko Moria. Gecko Moria cannot add itself though, so it can only add the Trafalgar Law back to our hand. So it's not as good, but it is what it is. We have double Sengoku because we're about to draw Sengoku off the top of our deck because we know how we stacked our deck. So that is also a good thing to have. Sengoku is just good. We know how good Sengoku is. We have a lot of cards in hand though. That's the whole thing. So we are very puddingable, but then they're not putting down 10 costs. So it's not the worst thing if we get puddinged. Like it is because we have a really good hand, but we have to kind of play into it a little bit. It's kind of making me not want to play the Weevil and rather play the Gecko Moria because drawing the card's nice, but I don't want to get puddinged. I know I just literally was like, oh, it's not. We're fine if we get pudding. But then I look at it, I'm like, dang, this is a really good setup. Especially if we can Sengoku and find something else we need. The issue is what we actually have. We got hit for the damage. We could double Sengoku. I think we are going to Sengoku here. Look at the top 5. We do get the Teach. I actually really like the Teach here. I'd love to grab another Perfume Femur, but we don't need it. So now we can play out a 4 cost. Still have 3 Dawn, so we can actually double Sengoku. What we could do also is tap 4 for Weevil. Draw a card. Then we can tap 2 for Teach. Over top of the Sengoku. We can Teach effect. We could just swing 6. We could swing 8. We'll Teach effect. We're going to have to swing the Boa here. So we will use this effect here. What do we put on the top, though? Because we could have not played the Weevil and could have done this first and then played the Law and then bounce both of our 1 costs here. But again, I'm trying to limit my hand size at the same time. Gecko Moria would be nice, but having to deal with an 8 and a 9 into it, it's probably not going to live anyways. I just need to get pressure on life. I think we are just going to go with Gecko Moria. 2 Dawn on leader. And then we could swing 8 in the face, then they just block, and then we swing 6, we get 1 card. It's not much value there. So I guess it's the same as going 7, because no matter what, it's 7/7. Let's just swing 7, use a card action, cheat this out over top of the Sengoku, because we don't need any more Sengokus, we already have one. I'd rather be able to bounce the buggy later if we need it. And then we can decide if we want to Boa Hancock or not. I don't think we need to. If we would have grabbed that other Perfume Femur, we could have just gone unblockable, unblockable, unblockable. But they didn't have a huge hand size, and I really am worried about this pudding, man. I need a pudding. I need a pudding. They may have one. We've already seen them use one, so I don't think so. But I would love to have one here. So here they should just block. If they're smart, I think they just block. Because that forces the Boa to attack. If they counter this, we just know not to commit the Boa. Like, there's just no purpose in committing the Boa. We can then Sengoku, look at the top 5, and try to get a little closer to another Perfume Femur, because we know we have a Perfume Femur 4 cards from the bottom of our deck. They Ezo, draw a card, place a card on the bottom of the deck, and then they Ezo, draw a card, place a card on the bottom of the deck. They can do it twice if they need to. That Ezo is just so good, man. Just getting so much value. They do counter this one. Again, I do believe that is incorrect. I do believe that. I'm not gonna play the Sengoku because I don't want them to think about our Perfume Femurs. I don't want to draw another one, and I don't want the chance to miss it. So we're actually going to choose not to Sengoku here. We could have easily replaced the Boa and do so, but I just don't think that's the right choice here. We do have the Martial D Teach to put cards on the top of our deck, so if they do remove the Gecko Moria, we still have 3 attacks, but they'll have 2 blockers. If they go with a blocker, it's kind of a tough spot. Kind of a tough spot on both sides. This gives us plus 2,000 and unblockable. So this is the end-all be-all for this deck in this match specifically. They're just playing it pretty well because they can go into the late game. It's just how much pressure can we get? We need to do a bunch of 6s here, I think. So if we can save that, that'd be nice, but more than likely they play a 10 cost. They swing 8, 9, and 12 because they don't need this Edward Newgate. But if they swing the 12, we need to force them to swing the 12 so that we can have 3 attacks that go through because they'd only have 1 blocker. I think our opponent does have pudding. You would not be thinking this much if you didn't, in my opinion. You know what I mean? I think they have something other than what you would expect. They definitely don't have Gravity Blade. If they're playing Gravity Blade tech, dude, they're ready for this match. Oh, well, what can you do? But I really think they have a pudding here. They're ready to rip. They have something they're worried about ripping. They're like, do we 10 cost or do we do this? And they could go Tax Gate. Maybe it's a Tax Gate, but I didn't think so. They reveal a Whitey Bay 2K and a Jozu. That's cool. They could Jozu after this, bounce the Ezo, and then bounce one of our other characters. So they're going to bounce a 4 cost. Probably the Weevil, because it's a brick. Or no, the blocker. They'd bounce the blocker. But the blocker gives us on-play abilities, which is nice. Yep. And then they're going to Jozu. And they're just going to swing 6. They're going to Yamato. Oh, that's pretty good. That's good stuff right there. I like it. I like it a lot. So they're going to go 7/7/7. That's 2K. 2K? Yep. And now we're going to lose our hand size. Then it's going to be another 7. And another 7. We're going to have to deal with 777 here. If they hit us in the face, I'm kind of fine with it. I'll take 1 and then counter the next one. But Yamato is not what I expected. So not seeing another 10 cost is good. Not having to deal with another blocker puts us in a better position. Another 7. Again, 2K. I want to save this as much as I can because we can put on a lot of pressure next turn. So I think we're okay giving up all these 2Ks. As long as we can survive. We just need to get them down one more life. One more life is all we need. If we can do that, we'll be in a good spot. Hopefully. Hopefully. 7 more, and that's another 2K. Alright. So we should be in a better spot now. We got to keep our board. I think that was very important. Now we can Boa Hancock. Could Boa Hancock. We still have Teach Effect as well. Depends on what we draw. We could sing Goku. No, we're going to Boa Hancock into leader effects. We don't need Teach. But Teach could just get us 2 Rested Dawn. Just get 2 Rested Dawn. They are going to swing the 12. That's fine with us, actually. Now they left themselves wide open. They do have their leader ability active, but being this open puts us in a really good spot, I feel like. Because that's like it's like blocking, right? Attacking that is the same as blocking in this situation, in my opinion. Let's go with Boa Hancock first. Look at the top of the deck. Let's just leave that how it is. We don't need to draw into another Teach anyways, so we get a free Dawn on our leader. We can still leader effect. We're going to hit him with a little 8K. Use the card action. Cheat out the Jinbei. Jinbei is going to get us a top 5 searcher and bottom deck a 1 cost, so we can actually bottom deck the Izo. Granted, here's where they pop the Izo. A good player would pop the Izo here, at least, in my opinion. If they take this, they'd be very incorrect to take this. We need a 2K counter, so we're going to grab a Buggy. Since they're cheating that out, we knew we weren't getting the next Jinbei anyway, so I guess it didn't matter how we stacked those two. But a 2K counter is going to be really good, because now we have 2K, 1K, 1K, 1K. We could also sing Goku. You can also just place one of these on the top of the deck, as long as we don't play the Searcher first. So we could Searcher and then go to the top. Because right now we could swing 10 with the Teach. So if they take this 8, they get to draw 2 cards, and then we swing 10 because we use the Teach effect. They do take. Well, we're going to swing 10, so we are going to sing Goku here. Look at the top 5. We need to grab a 2K counter. Another Perfume Femur would be really good. Let's think about this. 7, 7, 5, 12, 13. So 7, 7, 7. That's 2K, 1K. No, we have to grab a 2K here if we're going 12. So we need to grab a 2K. And then we're going to Teach effect. Send the Perfume Femur to the top of the deck. And we're going to swing 10 into face. We just need to make sure we survive this assault, right? So they have to have 5 attacks hit. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plus the Goldie Roger would be 6. So it'd be 7, 1 Dawn from the Yamato. So 7, 7, 7, 5, 12. So 5, 1K, 7, 2K, 1K. So I guess technically we didn't need to grab the 2K. We could grab the other Perfume Femur, but we know we're about to draw into another one. The 10, they kind of have to counter this, right? Or we can just go double unblockable, and they don't get the extra draw from their leader effects. The leader effect says when you take a damage or a base 6,000 or less is KO'd, draw 1 card. So we're kind of stopping that. So we don't lose the Teach, which is basically what I was trying to set up for, is just not losing to the Goldie Roger. So they do counter. They go 2K with leader effect, 2K, 1K. So we got them down to 3 cards in hand, which is going to be really strong. We're going to pass to our opponent. We have a good board. We got the 2Ks and 1Ks and all the things that we needed, since they didn't want to counter the 8. I do think was incorrect. They should have countered the 8, knowing that we could have gone bigger, and we did. So we weren't going to Teach effect, but it didn't really change anything for our hand specifically, because we already know there's Perfume Femur at the top. So yeah, 3 cards in hand. What can you do at this point? For me, I'm feeling double unblockable, just swinging, tap the 2 Dawn. We have the Teach to then swing in with the Boa, so we should be in a good spot. They're going to play out 10 cost Newgate, draw 2, trash 1, put 2 Rested Dawn on the leader, put 2 Rested Dawn on the Atmos. They're going to swing 7, 7, 7, 9 to get the 1 Dawn from the Yamato, and then possibly 12. So we need to finish the game this turn, it looks like. It does look that way. So I think having the counter is going to be good, because they still have the 5 attacks, we have the 4 life. So we have a blocker as well. They do exactly as we said. So 7, 2K, 1K. So we know there's a lot of 7s, so we can take the first 2 attacks, counter the other 2. Or no, this is going to be a 9. That's right, because they get the Rested Dawn from Yamato. Into the board is weird. I'm not going to lie, that's weird. I would have gone face. So I'm going to 2K. I don't mind giving up my hand, because I'm going for... I guess I could just give up the board. I guess I could just give up the board, actually. I know we're drawn into another Perfume Femur. We can use the Teach effect with the Perfume Femur. It's going to be 2K. If I 2K this, they swing 7 more. 1K, 1K. They swing 9. and they get it. But then we get to keep the Jinbei. But the Jinbei's not going to do anything, so it's not worth saving it. It's not worth saving, actually, after doing some math. Now, if they redirect into face, it's a little better here. They should have gone into face in the first attack anyways, so we shouldn't have counted the first one. Because if they just hit us in the face and try to get us down to 0, they force us to have to be in a winning position, and we're not in a winning position here, like in that circumstance, without the double Perfume Femur. So they swing into a 5k, like that costs Dawn. They have blockers, so I don't think that would be correct. And maybe how they're playing, I should have countered, because then they commit the blocker. But even if they commit the blocker, we're going unblockable anyway, so it doesn't change anything for us. So now they get to swing the 9, because they get the 1 Dawn from Yamato, and we just take. Would they ever commit the blocker Newgates? They only have 1 to commit, and we only have 2 attacks, so personally, I would commit the Newgate. So you block out a 1 attack, you take the other, then you Goldie Roger and go for game. That's how I would see it, at least. So, I don't know. I'm just a boy. We're going to swing 10. I think we're going to go 10-12. Right? 9 to face. Take. Get a Weevil. Put the Weevil on the top of the deck just in case. Let's swing 10 unblockable and see what happens. We know we're drawing into a Perfume Femur, right? So it's kind of like, can we survive on the clapback? And the answer is no. 10 would be 2k, 2k, 1k. Or leader effect 2k, 1k. We don't have double unblockable though, that's the issue. Or triple unblockable. If we had another unblockable, we'd be in a better spot. I guess we can go 11, right? Because 5 Dawn on leader, and then teach effect. So 11, 12. 11 face, unblockable. The opponent can't block. So that's the key to this, because the double blockers is tough. So especially for our deck that goes so low to the ground, like we're not always able to go wide enough. So now we send Weevil to the top of the deck. We put 2 Dawn on the leader. We double unblockable, we swing 12. That would be 4 cards in hand total. Leader effect, 2k, 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 right? No, leader effect, 2k, 2k, 1k. So if they have 3 bricks or more, no, they'd have to have 4 bricks. I don't know, it really just depends on what kind of counter they have. They leader effect for 2k using the I Am Whitebeard. And then what else could they do? They did search a lot earlier. We saw the quadruple Ezos. We did see a lot of Ezos earlier, which I think was really good for our opponent. Then they hit the Otama as well for the draw 2 trash ones. They hit 3 Ezos and 1 Otama. It would have to be 2k, 2k, 1k. So 3 cards, perfect counter. 2 additional cards. Is it possible? It could be 2k, 1k, 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 right? That would still put them in a winning position. Because we just lose on the clapback. We were going to lose on the clapback no matter what. They did end up having the 2k, 2k, 1k. They had the pudding as well. We did see that they had the pudding earlier in the game. We should have gone unblockable with leader first to save the blocker, but if they have the 10 cost, it didn't matter. We do lose this game now. There's not a winning way unless they severely just start going into board. But even then, they can actually go into board and be safe since we don't have another unblockable. So we'd have to go for a searcher. So we probably should have committed the Doflamingo leader first and save the blocker, but again, Goldie Roger just makes the blocker useless anyway, so it didn't really matter. We will 2k, 1k. They're going to swing 7 with the Jozu. It just makes sense because we have 1 card in hand, so we take that. Then they swing 9 with leader. We take that. Then they swing 11 with Yamato. We take that. 12 with Newgate. We could counter potentially, but then we have 0 cards in hand. 12 with the Newgate. They just win the game off math. So that's just going to be game. The server's a little laggy. I don't know if we've just been behind this whole game, but it has been a little laggy, like a little slow. So it is crazy that they did have the pudding though, and we did call that. I'm not surprised. It's kind of just what we assumed. This is just GG's. I think we should just forfeit if we're going to sit here and it's going to be this slow. Well, the sim broke and we can't do anything, but we are losing this match specifically. So, hey, GG's to our opponent. They did win this game. Okay, never mind. It's back. For some reason, you can see it's really lagging, and I don't know why. We were losing that game, though. No matter what, they were just going in. They didn't have the 10 cost, but I don't think it mattered at the end of the day. let's see. Even if we left this blocker, would have gone unblockable here with leader. 10k, as we did before. We didn't have another blocker. We had the next card was blocker, dude. If we blind ripped, no, we would have had to have drawn it. We would have had to play Weevil to draw it, to then go unblockable, to then play it. So we just wouldn't have had the unblockable there. Could we have gone one more turn? We had 2k, 1k, 1k. So 2k, 1k. They were just going in. They weren't searching anymore. So we 2k, 1k that attack. We have 4 life, so they have to hit us 5 times here. So we just block out of one of the attacks. Yep. So if we just left the blocker active, if we would have just swung with the leader first and then decided to go with commit with the blocker after, if we wanted to, which we wouldn't have, and not committed and played it more slow, we actually would have won the game, as long as they don't have Goldie Roger, which with 2 cards left in hand, they didn't have it. So hey, GG's to our opponent. We played slightly incorrectly there in the end. Again, we should not have committed the blocker. We should have just stayed alive rather than committing in all the way. We decided to commit in. We lost the game because of it. GG's to our opponent. On to the next game. It's a hard one to go against, but hey, that's what this meta is. You have to be able to beat Ace, Emu, and Zoro to really keep up, and you can't do it consistently. So GG's, on to the next and last final game. We've got the last and final game here against a Sabo. I was about to say Jewelry Bonnie. This is not for Jewelry Bonnie. They choose to go first. We're going second, so I think we're gonna keep. I really don't know. Actually, I don't really know what to do here. Sir. Okay, I don't know what the fuck that was. They grab a Hawk from the top of the deck. That is really good in this match from what I've heard. We're gonna sing Goku, look at the top 5 cards of the deck. We'll grab a, this does absolutely nothing. Boa, Hancock's gonna be good on 6 Dawn. We'll go ahead and play a Buggy, stack the top of the deck in any order. This is Dog Water. I guess Pudding's not gonna be bad for the searching. Do we have any 2Ks though? We don't. So we need to draw into a 2K and then play out the Mihawk from the top of the deck. So we'll pass to our opponent. Really weak play lines coming up, it looks like. Not excited about that, but at least we have our tech pieces in the Perfume Femur and the Charlotte Pudding to at least get through a big hand size if they can get one. Can they? Hopefully not. Hopefully not, but probably. We just need to put on the pressure. I think that's going to be the most important thing in this match, is just applying the pressure and trying to finish the game as soon as possible. Because once they get like 6 Sabo blockers, there's not much we can do other than just unblockable. So they're going to swing 6 into us. I am going to take that. I'm going to get cards in hand. I love cards in hand. I'm going to eat that up. What we could do, we could play out the Teach, cheat out the Boa. Teach is seeming like a pretty good line here. Teach. I think we might teach Jinbei. Bo's just better though because he's a 6k leader, right? So teach effect. Boa. No. Ooh, Trafalgar Law. 2 Dawn on leader. We're gonna swing the big 7. Use card action, cheat this out, bounce, and we get 2 cards back in hand. We get to Sengoku and filter out all those garbage pieces on the top of our deck. Boom, bam, bop, pow. We get to grab another Boa and then pass a turn to our opponent. Astounding stuff right there. They're going to swing 5 to this guy. We're just going to give him a 1k Teach, and we're going to be cooking up on this next turn. I can almost 99.99999% guarantee it here for what's about to happen. So we could give up the Trafalgar Law. We're going to lose the Teach here, so it's not like the biggest loss on the Teach. I'll probably actually counter with the Jinbei. They're going to go 5 into Trafalgar Law. We'll give them a 1k. I think a 1k will be alright. They trash a card for the stage effect. They look at the top 3 cards. They grab 1 card with Revo Army. They grab a 2k counter Morley. 2k counters are good. We're going to go 5 into Trafalgar Law. We're going to go ahead and give them the Jinbei from hand. They went 6. They went friggin' 6. Alright. Stack the top of the deck. Start placing on top. We need to up the hand size in this match, I feel like. Gecko's not going to be bad either, though. We'll put 1 down on the leader. We're going to swing a big 7. And then use the card action to cheat out this guy. Look at the top 5. And I do think we may... We're not really grabbing anything important, it feels like. That's the only issue. We may grab another Jinbei. Jinbei can't grab Jinbei, so we're going to grab a Gecko Moria. This is the 4-cost 6k Gecko Moria. And then... Pass. They wanted to go let down in life, so they get the plus 1,000 on their leader, so now they're a 6k leader. This deck's strong because of that. Becoming a 6k leader is just really strong. We have a good amount of counter in hand. They get to play the blocker out, and then they get to give the Arrested Dawn to the leader. That's a 7k attack. They should probably swing the Hawk as well. I personally would, at least. They're going to go 7 into face. I'm going to take. Sure. I'll take more cards in hand. I love cards in hand, actually. If they play something to strip my hand, I'm going to be pissed. Let's go 4 Dawn for Boa, 2 Dawn for leader effect. Let's go 6 in a face. I'm trying to get the Hawk. I want to get this guy gone. ASAP, as soon as possible, ASAP. 4 Dawn to play Boa. Then we could teach, technically, if we can keep the teach. But if they kill the teach, we're kind of cooked. We're kind of cooked at that point, aren't we? Bottom deck of 1 cost. Let's go. We got rid of the Garp. Let's go. Yo, clip that. I think we're going to go with Boa. Use card action. We already have a great top deck here. And then we get to draw into the actually, we might put the Mihawk here. Just in case. We gotta put a Dawn on the leader. I think we're just gonna swing a big 8 into the leader, because that's the blocker's an 8k. So they probably give us the Hawk or they block in 1k. Either way, I'm kind of happy. We get to cheat out a Weevil here. It's gonna draw us the Buggy. I guess it didn't matter either way. We're drawing 2/2ks. This is good hand size. This is good stuff. Ignoring the board earlier was kind of weird. They Waxing Fist plus 4k and pass. So they're sitting on double blockers. They really don't want to block. I don't understand it. They literally could have just blocked. I don't know. They could have gotten a free block out of one of those attacks at least. They're going to discard the Sabo here with the stage to then draw a card from the top 3 of Sabo. But they play out the Dragon. Dragon is going to be used here to cheat out the Sabo, to have 2 blockers on the board. And we'll have to see how aggressive they want to get with these blockers. Drink of the day, Sprite. It's late at night now. Delicious. We can fill up this board again, so if they only swing once, we're okay. They only have the Sabo, the Hawk, and the leader, so it doesn't seem like they're wanting to be very aggressive with the Sabo blockers, which I'm not mad at. I am not mad about it. Oh, never mind. They may be getting a wee bit aggressive here. A wee bit aggressive. If they just swing 7, I'm just going to block in 2k. Do we ever block 2k? 7 into... Never mind. Just a simple 2k. A 2k will do. A 2k will do. Now they're going to go 8 into 6. I'll save 1 more card and then I'll let the next card go. Right? Yep. 2k, 1k. And then they can go another 8 with Sabo. They choose not to. Good for us. Now we just go, what? 8, 8, 8, 8. That definitely ain't bad. I ain't gonna lie to you. That ain't bad. Let's start with an 8. See what they decide to do. I just want to apply as much pressure as possible. So, as much as we can do, we're gonna do. They 2k. Oh, block 2k. Another 8. Bottom deck of 1 cost? There's no 1 cost to bottom deck. Okay. Stop it, Jinbei. Stop trying to bottom deck 1 cost. Do we know it's the top of our deck? I don't think so. So what we could do is tap 4 here, replace the Jinbei to draw a card. Then we could teach effect. Send 1 card to the top of the deck. Put 2 down on the leader. There's not really anything I really want to swing here, so we're just going to swing a big 8. I'm showing that I don't want to commit my blockers, so that if they block, I can swing 6 and 6 to get 2 cards. But now they have to block 1k. I showed them I didn't want to commit my blockers, but guess what? I will. I am definitely not scared to commit my blockers, but I was trying to play the mind game there, so we're going to get some kind of cards out of them. Do we ever need to get the 1k here? I don't want to deal with Goldie Roger, actually, so pass. I'd rather have 3 active characters or 3 attackers next turn, Boa, Weevil, and the Doflamingo, in case they took the 6k. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with a Goldie Roger, so we're not going to. If we had to deal with that, put them to 0 life, we would be cooked. What would that be? Sabos would give 2 rested Dawn to the leader, so that'd be 8k with leader. That would have been 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. Yeah, 8 with lead, 6 with Hawk, 8, 8, 8, 13. We definitely lose that because 2k, 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 1k, 1k. We got out of 2 of the attacks. We can't block at all. And they'd have 4 attacks. They have 6 attacks total. So we can get out of 2 with counter. They have to have 4 hit, and they would have 4 hit at that point. Unless we get 2k, 2k off the top. They got a Sabo blocker. If you have 15 or more cards in your trash, this card is -3 cost. I ain't never seen that cheated out. That's crazy. That's some crazy stuff right there. That's crazy. Interesting stuff, man. They got a Black Spiral. Oh, dude, they have a bunch of counter events. They're going to go 8 and 2. You got it. You can have it. And then 8 and 2. I'm going to counter this. 2k, 1k. I want them to have to commit more attacks. So they're going to have to commit the dragon here, and they're not going to attack with the Sabos. We can already tell just based off their positioning that they don't want to attack with the Sabos. So, yeah, they want to swing 11 into face. Interesting enough. I will take that for sure. I think they did that because they have triple blockers here. But if we go, watch this. Top 5 search. Perfect. That's exactly what we needed. So guess what? Unblockable. What is that? 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can go 11, 11. Or we can go 10 unblockable. We should have popped a few 6s first, but it is what it is. Unblockable 10k, that'd be 2k, 2k, 1k. If this does not go through, we're just going to go control board and hold the Perfume Femur for later. But it does go through, my friend. So guess what? Unblockable. We're going to send a card to the top of the deck, put 2 Dawn. We're going to attach a bunch of active Dawn. Unblockable 13k, 2k, 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 2k. Quadruple 2ks here, or you lose. Double unblockable for the win. As I mentioned earlier, because we're not going to lose, right? Whew, that was scary. Good games to the Red Black Sabo, dude. That was scary. 1k off of winning the game. Holy cow. Thank you, Stussy, for ruining everybody's day, but not mine. GG's to our opponent. Thank you so much for watching, guys. That was a lot of fun. If you enjoyed Doflamingo, as we did back in the day, from OPO 1 to whenever it was really meta relevant, dude, it wasn't that long ago. That's the worst part, is like OPO 9. So if you enjoyed it back then and you're ready to play it some more, OP13's got you back. Doflamingo could be back, especially for a very skilled pilot. I was not a Doflamingo player myself. I do enjoy the deck, though. I could definitely see myself taking it to local sometime soon. If that's something you want to see, let me know in the comments down below. Appreciate you for watching. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, love or hate. I really don't care. Leave it somewhat civil at least. I mean, I guess. I don't know. I'll see you in the next one, though. I appreciate you for watching, as always. It's late at night. I've been recording for a while now, so I've done a few videos today. I'm tired. I'll see you in the next one. A peace.